Hello folks, and welcome to the channel, or welcome back. In the previous episode we had looked on the Delortto DHLA carburetor, all the different components that are making up the carburetor and how they operate. And if you have not seen that video, then you might want to have a look at it, because we're going to go back to some of those parts in this video. The following video was all about determining and calculating the barrel size and the yoke. But in this video, we go into the next circuit. We're going to deal with the idle circuit and the progression circuit, basically setting the baseline for the idle jet. Before I do the explanation on the whiteboard, let us locate some of those important parts that are making up the idle circuit and the progression circuit view. So this side of the carburetor is the side towards the intake manifold. You can see the butterfly, so we can open that up and close, depending if we depress the throttle or not. But you can see that little hole right there. Now this is our idle hole. This is where the air-fuel mixture will come out and get into the engine when we are running on idle. If I open up the butterfly a little bit, you will see more holes being exposed. And right here we have 5 holes. These holes are what we call the progression holes, allowing us to get more air fuel into the engine while we are progressing from idle to driving. Right here we have the idle adjustment screw. Of course, there is one per barrel, and that little screw will actually reduce or enlarge the opening we just looked at, the idle opening in the barrel. Here it is. And you can see the very fine tip, and this is how you're going to adjust the idle running. Just below the idle adjustment screw tower, we have another cover, and I already have it removed. This is just a screw that allows you to look inside into the progression holes. If I close the butterfly, there should be no more light coming in. There we go, and now you see the progression holes are closed. As soon as I open up the butterfly, the progression holes will expose. And then we have in this little tower the idle bypass screw, only on emission controlled Delortto DHLAs, identified typically with an annex on the stamping like an H or something like this, but you've seen that in the first video. The idle jet is inside the main fuel chamber, so you will have to remove the cover to get access to it. So if we remove the cover, we have full access to the idle jets. There is one idle jet per barrel, so this is number 1, that's number 2. And what is important to note here is this little hole right there and the little hole right there. These are the air holes that are providing air into the idle jet. We'll talk more about it on the whiteboard. So we can take the idle jet out. So this is our idle jet. We have little holes on the side. This is where the air is coming in through that little hole right there in the casting. And then on the bottom we have our fuel jet. That can come in different sizes. There's a little opening. This is our idle jet housing, and on the bottom we can fit different types of idle fuel jets. So what you've seen are all the elements that play an important role in the idle circuit and the progression circuit of the carburetor. So now let's go to the whiteboard so I can give you a proper explanation, and then we can start talking about the sizing of the fuel jet. So on the board we have a simplified diagram of the idle and the progression circuit. We have in green the main fuel chamber with the fuel inside. We have the idle jet holder right here, and on the bottom we had the idle fuel jet. And we already looked at the tiny little hole on top of the carburetor where we're going to suck in air. There's an internal channel then leading towards all the way to the front where the engine is normally connected. There we find the idle adjustment screw, and we've seen that. We took that out. We've seen how fine the tip is. And we have the idle hole inside the barrel. We also have in orange our butterfly, and then we had 2 more openings. We had the progression holes, the 5 holes we looked at into the barrel, covered with a progression hole cover. That's just an inspection cover really. And then we also looked on the idle bypass screw. So now we need to have a look on how is all this working, both in idle and in progression. So let us start with running on idle. If we are running on idle, then our engine will develop a high vacuum right here. The barrel is closed, so nothing behind the barrel towards the air filter can work, just because there is no air passage possible. Through this little idle opening in the barrel that we have just seen, we will suck in air through the idle jet holder, this tiny hole, so we have air coming in. We'll also suck in fuel through the idle fuel jet. That will mix and will come along the internal channel. It will pass by the progression holes because there is no vacuum there. It will move along and then it will actually get sucked into the barrel and into the cylinders of the car. How much of that mixture gets sucked in depends on the position of the idle adjustment screw. So if we loosen up the screw, then we're going to let more mixture in. If we tighten the screw, we're going to let less mixture in, so the engine will run slower when we tighten down the screw, and the engine will run faster on idle when we remove that idle screw upwards. However, what is important to know is that the AFR on idle is not determined by the idle adjustment screw. The AFR is determined by the idle jet holder in combination with the idle fuel jet. Now it's important to know that on the DHLA H version, which is an emission control version, there is only one type of idle jet holder, only one. There is no different types, but there are many different sizes of idle fuel jets. Typically for a 490 to 500 cc engine, that would be a size 55. They come in steps of one, but I'll show you shortly a little diagram or a table on the different sizes that can be fitted and what you should fit as a baseline depending on the capacity of the cylinder. So now we actually looked at the circuit which is serving the engine running at idle. However, if we will take off, we're going to need more air-fuel mixture. We're going to need a more richer mixture, because otherwise we don't have enough power for the engine to start revving up. And we do this through the progression holes right here. So whenever we depress the throttle a little bit, the butterfly will open up a bit more and it will start to expose the progression holes, as you have seen. If we do that, then the air-fuel mixture that we get, air and fuel, will still come through the same idle jet, through the channel, and it will be sucked in, basically, for the majority, through the progression holes. And now we have more volume, a lot more volume, because we have 5 holes now, and you've seen the size versus one little tiny hole for idle. The idle hole doesn't play much of a role anymore, maybe just a little bit, but almost nothing, because here the opening is much bigger, so all mixture will flow this way. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but we are having a little bit of an issue with this. We want to run on idle probably at around a value of 14.7 parts of air versus 1 part of fuel. This is our stoichiometric value, whereby the normal gasoline is having a perfect burn. I think most of us will probably drop it down to a 14 point, maybe 5, maybe a 3. It depends a bit on idle. So we could actually size the idle jet holder in combination with idle jet fuel jet so that we achieve this AFR. That would work fine on idle. However, we would have an issue whenever we're starting to move towards the progress stage. If we open up the butterfly, then a 14.7 or a 14.5 is not going to cut it for progressing. We need more power. So we will need to have something like a 13.5 or even a 13 in terms of AFR for progress, just to develop the power. But we can't get this because we have sized already our idle jet holder, and that really is an issue. So what would we do? Well, we would size the idle jet holder together with the idle fuel jet so it supports an AFR for progression, right? Maybe 13.5, maybe 13, maybe that's a bit too rich, but that's what we want to do. But if we do so, then we're going to run very rich on idle. And that is why these H versions and other versions that have a letter behind it, they actually have what we call an idle bypass screw. And the idle bypass screw will allow us, when we're running on idle, remember on idle, the butterfly is right here, it's closed, so progression holes don't play a role. The air-fuel mixture, and assume we have created a condition whereby our AFR is 13.5 or 13, so good enough for progression, but that's our AFR, which is now will come in. But if we allow additional air to come in by adjusting the idle bypass screw, we are actually leaning up the mixture. And if we lean up the mixture, we can get back to a 14.5 or a 14.7. And now we have a fairly normal lean mixture for running on idle. However, if we open up the throttle, the butterfly, we start to expose again the progression holes. And if we do so, guess what? As most of the vacuum will be sucking through these big holes here, this whole circuit here will play no more role. And all in a sudden, now our idle jet holder in combination with idle fuel jet is now able to deliver 13.5, 13 AFR. And this is how this mechanism is really working. So if you're having a Delortto DHLA, but no extension on it, then you have a performance or a pre-emission control Delortto, then you will not have this idle bypass screw. Now there are ways on your specific Delortto, if it has an extension letter on it, that you can actually modify this. You could block this off completely, and you could say, well, you know what, I don't care if we run rich on idle, but running rich on idle is not all that good, not for economy, but also it's not that good because it may wash away a little bit the oil film on your cylinders. So maybe it's not such a good idea, but in general, that's doable. So that's one thing. And you may also want to play with the opening right here. Maybe you can make it larger, or you can modify the idle jet holder. The problem with the idle jet holder is that the holders created and built for the emission control versions, they only come in one size. So you only have one size of holder. The only thing you can change is actually the idle fuel jet. Right here you can see the table of what the idle fuel jet could be as a baseline depending on the cylinder size that you have. So that is a good reference. This is where you would start with. So we've just explained the idle and the progression mode of the carburetor. And we have seen that the idle adjustment screw does not affect the AFR. It is only adjusting the volume of the air-fuel mixture which is getting into the cylinder when running on idle. In other words, when the butterfly is closed. We have also seen that the AFR is determined by the idle fuel jet holder in combination with the fuel jet itself on the holder. And this is something you will have to balance, and you saw the little table, and I'm just going to show it here one more time so you can figure that out what you need. And we have also seen that you can select a proper fuel jet so that you can have a richer mixture during progression, as long as you're going then to correct the AFR by the idle bypass, but that's only working on idle. So my take on this one is size your fuel jet so you have sufficient richness on progression, so probably around 13.5, and adjust if necessary the idle bypass screw once you're running on idle. One thing you have to pay attention to, but this is going to be more into tuning, is that you do not adjust the RPMs by adjusting actually the screw on the throttle itself. Because if you do so, you will open up the butterfly, and you might actually open up the butterfly too far, and you might already start exposing some of the progression holes. That's not a good thing. So the progression holes should never be visible once your throttle is in the idle position. Keep that in mind. So you only adjust it basically on the idle adjustment screw by putting the screw more in or more out, and then you'll see the engine is going to run faster or slower. We will do all this once we get to the videos about tuning. But right now, I think you got the proper baseline, the good starting point to start tuning for your idle circuit and progression circuit. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.